with Jesus. Somebody was telling me recently that a pastor in my city was speaking about me and saying, I emphasize sexual immorality too much. I talk about sexual purity too much. You know, when a lust has entered, seducing spirits now wear suits and begin to pamper your deviations, begin to encourage you. It's just a weakness. What useless weakness? The Bible says Jesus was tempted in all points as we are, yet he was without sin. He said, he that is born of God cannot commit sin. Why? The seed of God is on his inside. So it means,
may the Lord give you understanding.
There's a way you comport yourself. At this age and at this time, you're still talking anyhow like parrot. You don't know how to control your words. At this age and at this time, everybody is your girlfriend. Everybody. You have time to be touching sister's breast. At this time, bro, you are dying. You are dying. I don't have rights to myself. What he wants to do with me, he's allowed. If he wants to waste this life, waste it. My life is like Mary's alabaster box, broken at the feet of the master. It is only at his feet where I am broken that my best fragrance fills the earth. At his feet. Broken at his feet. So if master-servant relationship exists, it means that he owns me. And if he owns me, he has a right to choose what he will do with my life. So bro, he can come to you at night, you are 35, and your greatest desire is that you want to marry. And he says, when I forged you on the bench wheel in heaven, marriage was not factored into your destiny. You don't go and begin to say, oh God, everybody will think something is wrong with me. You embrace your calling. You submit to his dictates. Because the story of the success of your pilgrimage on the path of spiritual progress is not measured by the things that you amassed. It's measured by the records of your obedience. Many are running, they are even flying. They don't have a track record of obedience. Their lives are a waste. No record. And you know the funny thing is that men might have records of them, but when immortals are writing their story, that period of their life has no record in the earth. It will have no record in heaven. What a useless life. What a useless life. What a useless life. He said they departed from the faith, and what happened to them? They pierced themselves with what? Many sorrows. How I wish the way you pursue money at the office, you pursue God like that. How I wish. How I wish the way you are dedicated to your 9 to 5, you are dedicated to Bible study like that. How I wish. How I wish the way you are committed to your boss. Some of you in church now, if your boss calls you now, you will abandon this meeting. You want to please the boss. Paul said, if I be a pleaser of men, I can't please God. I'm not telling you to be unruly in the office, but how I wish you had the half of that commitment. The problem is we don't want to go to Zion. We want to wander in the wilderness, eating cucumber. Our clothes are growing. After all, we have testimonies. But you see, the testimony of the Christian enterprise is not that you had encounters, it's that you are one with Jesus. Jesus said, as I know him, so he knows me. There's a place of intimacy. That me, Kesiena, I have told myself that as long as I have breath, I will die finding it. If God can be found by a man, I will find him before I die. Oh yes, I will pay whatever price necessary. So even if he tells me, Kesiena, you can't drive a car, I will say, glory to your name, but will you give me you? If you give me you, nothing else matters. Many of us, in an attempt to grab things that will make men feel that we are succeeding, we departed from the faith. And now we are pierced with many sorrows. My brother, you know the greatest sorrow I have experienced it. Where you are crying for God and it's as if God has turned his back on you. I call it the pain of disobedience. The abandonment of deviation. God is not wicked. But you see, for there to be intimacy, there must be compatibility. If corruption has stained your garment, how then can he fellowship with you? Many of you know that pain. You were not like this before. There was a time when you entered into your closet. The minute you said, Jesus, he came. There was a time when you sang a song in your prayer place. Immediately you raise the song, the whole atmosphere will be charged. What has happened in the last 3 years? It has become drier, drier, and drier. Now, you are just putting up a front. You are engaging in a routine, pretending to everybody that everything is okay, but you are suffering from the pain. It's a sorrow. You can't, my sister, you can't describe it with words. I've been there before. You will lie down, pray for 6 hours. It will be as if God didn't hear you. Tears will fall from your eyes. It will be as if he's punishing you. And it's not that he's punishing you. You are the one that deviated. You are the one that felt it was not important and you took a walk. Took a walk. Oh, show me your face. Oh, fill up the space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape feeling afraid. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now. Show me your face. Fill up this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape feeling afraid. Kesiena cries. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now. Oh, Jesus. 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 You see, the third thing in the enterprise of faith is that you have the cardinals of your faith is that you know that after all you have done, there's a promise of eternity with him. So you that has suffered separation from him by reason of the gulf in time, you know you will not suffer eternal damnation. You know what eternal damnation is? Is that you will be separated from the great immortal spirit forever. But there's a promise that if I stay, that which I have sought for with tears, I will enter into the reality. My brother, the greatest joy of the believer is that the one who stood in the shadows, you will see him as he is. The Bible says we do not yet know what we shall be, but all we know is that when he comes, we will be as he is. So it's possible to depart. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. I need to close now. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter days, latter times, some shall do what? Depart from the faith. Giving heed to what? seducing spirits, and the what? Doctrines of devils. I have a big burden. Now the spirits are packaged in ties and suits. They wear shiny shoes. And they speak high-sounding things, because a generation has risen who are looking for anybody to stroke the lusts of their heart. They don't want to make the sacrifices to find God. You think the journey to Zion is easy? Jesus was the one that said, be of good cheer. In this world, you will have tribulation. You can't escape it. Paul says that you will have the evil day, and you will need to put on the whole armor to survive. Everyone will have the evil day. Everyone will have the evil day. It's not easy. Things will grapple for your attention. Things will come after your consecration. Things will try to fight your love for God. You will need to don your garment of intercession. You will need to know the way of a warrior intercessor, a warrior prophet. You will be trained to be a warrior disciple. Because even going to walk in the morning is warfare. Walking on the streets is warfare. Satan has warned people who have made up their minds that with their dressing, they will take as many to hell as possible. Breast is on the street. There was a time when you, as a young man in my nation, when you wanted to see a naked woman, you had to go and buy a magazine. And some of us, to buy that magazine, we used to hide. In my nation that time, it was called the Kebe Super. We used to hide. But now, even in church, you can find breast everywhere. Even now, walking from your house, if you have not known how to possess your vessel in sanctification and honor, Sodom. It's a sacrifice. You will need to come to a point in your life where you will say, I'd rather die. Just imagine, years after, my sister, years after Uriah died and Bathsheba's first son died, imagine when David's son pursued him out of the palace. The Bible says he climbed mountains barefooted. He ran like a fugitive. His whole house scattered. His own son raped his own daughter. If you had met David at that time, every time tears would have been falling from his eyes. One mistake with Bathsheba put a stain on his entire life. And you see, God has a sense of humor. When you open Matthew chapter 1, you will find that the Bible wrote it in clear terms so that anyone who reads it will never forget that David chose to break his covenant. He says, and from her, who was the wife of Uriah. It's in Matthew chapter 1. They could have just written her name, Bathsheba, but the Bible says Bathsheba, the one who was the wife of Uriah. One stain a generation will never forget. Some of you, that's how you lost your fire. Lost your love for God. Now the raging flame of love you used to feel is not there. Prayer is just something you do as a routine. God forbid. If God can be found, I will find him before I die. I vow that I won't be fake. That's why I'm not ashamed. Satan knows that I can't commit adultery. You know why? My greatest fear is to lose my union with Jesus. God will forgive me. He's a forgiving Father. But you see this thing I'm doing? I can't do it again. The reason I have a strong voice in the spirit is my covenant of purity. It's a covenant. What is on my life is adverse to sexual immorality. It's a covenant. A strong covenant. I know my destiny is tied to that, my covenant with Jesus. Somebody was telling me recently that a pastor in my city was speaking about me and saying, I emphasize sexual immorality too much. I talk about sexual purity too much. You know, when a lust has entered, seducing spirits now wear suits and begin to pamper your deviations. begin to encourage you. It's just a weakness. What useless weakness? The Bible says Jesus was tempted in all points as we are, yet he was without sin. He said, he that is born of God cannot commit sin. Why? The seed of God is on his inside. So it means that if I'm born of God and I'm finding deviations on my life, I need to go back and check. Why are these deviations occurring? Because your heart doesn't really want what your mouth says.
The Lord give you understanding.
Thank you for watching this video. We know you have been blessed. Please share this video to reach others also. Click like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.